I work as the Global Enablement Leader for Hybrid Cloud Infrastructure practice at IBM. I have been in with IBM for the past 15 years, and in this role, I'm responsible to execute enablement and upskilling strategies across this practice. I'm a women empowerment advocate, and I've been a part of various women empowerment programs across various groups. I keenly drive initiatives across women in technology, STEM for girls, which is science, technology, engineering, and maths, and also upliftment of single mothers and single women. I'm a strong advocate for diversity and inclusion, and also a co-facilitator for business acumen for technical leaders. So my career journey has been very interesting and adventurous, I must say. This was early 2003, 2004, 5, I think. That's when I think I joined my first job as a HR trainee in a hotel industry. Why hotel industry? Because I wanted to be in HR. Why? Because I didn't want to go to any call center jobs that were paying you lucratively well at that time. I think the whole attitude of being in the right place and making sure you have a learning curve has always been with me as my second nature. So when I joined IBM, as soon as the HR trainee role that I did a year and a half, I moved to IBM as a contractor, and ever since, this learning curve that I built for myself has really paid back really well. I started to work in the talent acquisition unit of IBM, where I was doing the recruitment side of it. From there, I moved in to do quality and MIS. From there, I moved into a bit of program and project management, and moved into physical security, right? That was something very interesting shift in my career, where why would a woman go and join physical security? Not really. I went there as a business controls and a compliance manager for physical security, and I understood their space. I think it's very interesting. You must try it out if you get a chance. From there, I moved into becoming this very interesting move after my maternity. I came back and I said, you know what, I want to change. So I went into IT delivery. From there on, I think I've done some decisions like this, and I've picked up very interesting initiatives within that roles, and tried to drive a lot of change as well, and I think I enjoyed every bit of it. With that, I moved on to also becoming executive assistant to a vice president of IBM India, and that particular span of few months that I spent in that role was intense learning and understanding how things work at that level, because you usually don't do it, right? You don't get such opportunities. That was something that really was a turning point as well, again, in my life, the kind of learnings I got from that role. Interestingly, from there on, I took another IT automation project and became a program manager. From there on, my cloud journey started. I started learning cloud, and I started supporting clients on cloud, and now I'm trying to strategize and be on the forefront of technology and innovation for hybrid cloud. I think it's very, very interesting to really be in that zone of not knowing and taking the risk. That's exactly how you really build a career which is diverse and has a huge learning path for yourself and keeps you interested, honestly. So, over the last few years, our world has been going through a major transformation as we all see it. Technology is becoming more and more essential, and wider sections of populations are completely dependent on it. Mobile phones, internet accessibility has increased manifold. The industries are going through transformation as well, digital transformation. The expectations from the market is increasing, and it's becoming 24/7 access to them. So clients are becoming more and more demanding, to be honest. At least in the urban cities and towns, many of us don't visit banks anymore these days. With online, a lot of things going online, We order food, we order taxis, everything is online. I think this whole pandemic has actually proved a point of how much of transformation digitally have we moved and paced up to, right? So the pace is increasing, and more services that we are going to get now is all going to be moved online, right? So these transformations is primarily being enabled by technologies like cloud, hybrid cloud, AI, blockchain, and automation, etc. Right? So the space that I come from, right, cloud as such allows these services and capabilities to be made available on a pay per use basis, and you can activate or set it up in an agile manner, right? So we have something called as the DevOps, the automation, the agile development methodologies, all enables us to make the development and deployment at a very fast pace, as well as also come up with new capabilities using cloud native services, right? So what I've understood is that this is the in thing now, right? When technology is going and how everything around you is changing and transforming, converting applications into microservices and incrementally but continuously rolling out some small services and features is becoming the in thing now, which means that me coming from hybrid cloud, if you ask me a question, where are companies really going and investing? They're all investing in hybrid cloud now. That is where it is going now. Future, it could be something else, but we have to start looking at ourselves as to where we want to be and be a part of that transformation. This digital transformation has also impacted learning and skills dramatically. A lot more information and courses are now available online, allowing people to learn at their own pace. Learning is now more of a pull by the learner rather than a push by the teacher. So automation and AI is getting embedded into almost every activity and replacing the humans who used to do that before. Hence, expectation from humans in the job has changed drastically. Now they are expected to be more thinking and making decisions using the insights given by AI. That's where it's heading to. So critical thinking, analytical skills, decision making, and creating and designing automations is what's becoming the next new in thing for all of us. Technologies like cloud, AI, blockchain, etc. are the key technical skills you're required as an IT professional today, right? Knowing DevOps and even agile methods of development, etc., are also by far a required key skill, right? As more and more features are used to hard code into the hardware or firmware, now is moving into software coding. So coding skills is also becoming critical, and having a coding mindset is a great skill to have. You must invest in yourself in these areas for sure. So the three learnings that I would like to share with you is, first one, be fearless in embracing challenges and putting yourself out of your comfort zone. If you've seen the way I have moved in my career, it is pretty much an example that if you get comfortable, there's no growth, there's no learning, and you will stagnate sometime in that place, and eventually you can't catch up with the transformation that's happening around you. And then after a while you will think, oh my god, where was I in this race? I lost quite a bit of time. I think it's very important for all of us, be it a man or a woman, irrespective of gender, you need to start thinking like a student. You need to be a student throughout your life, willing to take that challenge of knowing the unknown, creating that first mark of starting something new, and moving ahead. Bring that courage, you have it in you. It's just that a fear of failure always stops us. And let me tell you, if you have gone to an unknown zone and you have done something no one has tried before, how is it even a failure? It is an experience. I think you should not restrain yourself and be too comfortable in what you're doing because of not knowing the unknown. I think you should experiment and take up that challenge and move ahead. It's all worth it at the end of the day. The second one is never stop learning. That has kept me grounded, that has kept me moving, that has taught me quite a lot of things otherwise I wouldn't have explored. Why would I move from HR to IT core service business area? Why would I even bother doing that? It's all about making sure you learn something new. It's not just about career, it's also about your own self. You need to learn something new every day. And think about it. What did I learn today? I think that gives you a sense of being with yourself. Everyone has a kid inside you, and I think you should not stop being a kid. And kids like learning. They're very inquisitive. They're very intrusive about stuff. You should continue to do that. Last but not the least, think long term. Don't be after jumping jobs that will not build your career, because it takes a while for you to understand that technology or that business or that industry and build your competence on it. It is just for about 1,000, 2,000, or even couple of, shift in your salary. Don't jump, because I have seen people who have left, gone, they just want to come back again because they knew what they have lost, and they realized that the amount of potential they had when they were working around that space, the flexibility they had. So I think it's important for all of us to be a little thoughtful, plan properly, look at a long-term goal, set yourself in a place where you can actually achieve and yet grow. Be aware of where your industries are going to build your own career.